History of an Atom Timeline by R.J. Clemente. Democritus stated that all matters are made up of atoms. He also stated that atoms are eternal and invisible, and so small that they can't be divided, and they entirely fill up space therein. Aristotle believed in the four elements of air, earth, water, and fire. He felt that regardless of the numbers of time you cut a form of matter in half, you would always get a smaller piece of that matter. This statement held for 2,000 years because Aristotle was the tutor of Alexander the Great. John Dalton proposed the law of multiple proportions. This law led directly to the proposal of the atomic theory in 1803. Dalton recognized the existence of atoms of elements and the compounds formed in the union of these atoms. He then assumed that ratios would be used in nature and came up with the formula for water of HO. He then assigned a relative atomic weight of 1 to hydrogen and developed a relative atomic weight scale from percent composition data and assumed atomic ratios. Today, we would call it equivalent masses. J.J. Thomson identified the negatively charged electron in the cathode ray tube in 1897. He then said that the electron was a component of all matter and calculated the charge to mass ratio for the electron. Thomson then proposed the plum pudding model of the atom. In this model, the volume of the atom is composed primarily for the more massive positive proportion. The smaller electrons are spread throughout the positive mass to maintain charge neutrally. Robert Milken determined the unit charge of the electron in 1909 with his oil drop experiment at the University of Chicago. This allowed for the calculation of the mass of the electron and the positively charged atoms. Ernest Rutherford proposed a nuclear atom as a result of the gold foil experiment in 1911. Rutherford proposed that all positive charge and mass of the atom occupied a small volume at the center of the atom, and that most of the volume of the atom was an empty space occupied by electrons. Although positive particles had been discussed for some time, it was Rutherford in 1920 that first referred to the hydrogen nucleus as a proton. Also in 1920, Rutherford proposed the existence of the third atomic particle, the neutron. Louis de Broglie was a French mathematician best known for his description of the dual particle wave properties of the electron. James Chadwick discovered the neutron in 1932. Chadwick was a collaborator of Ernest Rutherford's. The discovery of the neutron led directly to the discovery of fission and ultimately to the atomic bomb. James Chadwick, also using alpha particles, discovered a neutral atomic particle with a mass close to a proton. This then discovered the neutron.